Okay, let's go talk to Lady Webb about getting into the little discussion with the Duke. See how that goes.
How fares your search?
I'm going to do this for you. I think it's time you told me everything about Theos,
I've told you everything you need to know.
but not everything.
It's only right that you know everything. When I was younger, before Dunreed Row, I had many suitors. These were fine-looking men of good stock. But I could see their thoughts, and they were unimpressive. Boys' thoughts. I toyed with their affections. I resented all of them.
What a nice person.
And then I met a man whose mind was a mystery to me. But he understood me. He knew me at a glance, told me things I didn't know about myself. He was neither handsome nor charming, but he was all I ever wanted.
You talking about Theos?
We made a game of my gift. He would ask me about people, and I would tell him what they were thinking. Sometimes the information was very sensitive. And then one day he asked me if I trusted him. I said I did.
Fool.
Next I knew I was donning a silver mask and swearing oaths to Woodica. Using my gift for the leaden key still felt like a game to me, so I did it. I did it because it pleased him.
But it didn't last.
I don't like living in the dark. It's a powerless, hopeless feeling. Every day I did things without knowing their purpose. Every day I loved a man without knowing his thoughts of me. I sensed that there were things he wanted to tell me. I sensed that he knew everything the leaden key was created to hide. But Theos was unyielding. One day I disappeared without a word. He would kill me for it, and I knew that. It's their rule. I just wanted to see him plunge the knife, because then I would know. But the day never came. He has left me to wonder. I have devoted my years to learning everything I could about him, in hopes I would find some clue as to who he really was, and why he felt he had to keep his secrets locked away. I have precious little to show for it. Just an old woman nagged by old thoughts. And that is truly everything I can tell you about Theos. I hope you will accept this embarrassing story as a show of my good faith.
Discussed animancy hearings at the palace.
What of them?
Dozens have accepted me into their delegation.
Of all the groups, it is the dozens that the Duke fears most. If you have their ear, you will most certainly have Avar's. You need waste no more time here. Get to the palace. Make your case to the Duke. With him on our side, all of Deerwood can be mobilized against the leaden key, and Theos can be rooted out. I only wish I could be there to see it. There is a very old bottle of a very good brandy that I have been saving for a special day. If you hurry back afterward, there may be a little left for you. Off with you. You're going to do very well in there.
Okay, she's going to be dead when we get back, isn't she? Okay.
Yes?
Oh, no, I don't. She's going to be dead when we get back. I can see it now. Remember, if you're ever in a movie, do not talk about your past life and stuff like that. How great it used to be or whatever. Because you end up dead. That's how it works. So. Dum, dum, dum. Uh-oh. Assassin, what are you doing here?
They'll never know I'm here.
Laying low.
Hi, Mr. Assassin. Oh, look at all the little assassins. Nothing a fireball can't fix. Never mind. Still gonna throw a fireball.
How may
though,
I help?
because we have 5 of these ready to go.
Yeah?
Oh, she's already doing that one. That's okay.
Ready, Watcher.
There, that one, so we just get out of the fireball. Go there. Go knock that guy over. Maybe go stab that guy. And I think we're set. Dun, dun, dun. Looks like spellcaster to me back there. Him to the ground. Actually, no. That guy to the ground since he's causing trouble for him.
Yes? What?
Daze them. She doesn't have any more focus to do anything.
Ready, Watcher.
So Gippy just devastated somebody. Just trying to reload. So, how'd they know we were here already? That's the real question. See, like I said, the Lady Web is going to be dead next time we see her. Oh, where's a piece of paper? There was a piece of paper there. No, that's not it. Where'd the paper disappear too? Chewed letter? No. This piece of parchment is torn and flecked with blood and trolls. No, that's not it. No idea which one of these is. Oh well. Just rolled a double 20 with the great sword. He died. Why are you being so mean about it this year?
Sure.
Okay, let's go visit the Duke. He's going to be at first fires.
You fought for the Deerwood in the Saints' War?
You better grab a couple pints before you get me going on that one.
No complaints here.
Oh, I need to cause some fun trouble, right? What's with the bells? Palace has been reserved for you. Up on the balcony, Gimpy. Go to the upper floor. Aw. Received word from Wayne you would rather be attending. The balcony has been open for you. Room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Crucible Knights, stiff in their noisy armor, sit in one section. In another are the well-dressed members of the House Dominel, casual watching with their predators' interest. Still elsewhere are the ramshackle dozens who have made no special effort to dress up for their liege lord. Interspersed are animancers in their academic robes with expressions either sour or concerned. Just a second. Okay, I'm back. So,
Well then, answer me this, Master Barash. If you Animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
at the back of the chamber sits the Duke, sprawled in his throne, worn down but alert and feisty nonetheless.
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more! Animancy goes, or this country goes!
So you admit, Master Barask, that Animancy is no closer to stopping the legacy than it ever was?
No, we've had many promising experiments. Cadman Azo has shown...
He's dead.
Cadman Azo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he done. The dozens won't stand for it.
There is no need. Master Azo recently passed the Shroud, and while the experiment failed, his work...
His work was sabotaged.
Ah, our new delegate from the dozens. What makes you say sabotage?
All at once, the attendees turned their faces towards you, a mismatch of judgment and incredulity. Whatever. Only the Duke, a wild-looking man with a scraggly beard, seems unfazed by your interruption. I met a false patient in Brackenberry Sanitarium who had tampered with Azo's machinery.
The fuck's that even matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children!
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, is this Animancer Azo not still accountable here?
Arsenal. Those who know me around here would know me to be fair in judgment. Cadman Azo should be held innocent. Who know me here and should know me fair in judgment. Cadman should be held guilty. He was guilty. No, he isn't. This was a responsible scientist who was manipulated. Yes, he is, and his missions exceeded his ethics. Athletes whispers between gritted teeth. After the farce we saw at the sanitarium, I couldn't agree more.
Exactly! Look at what happened in Heritage Hill. Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even clean up the messes Animancy leaves!
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justisher! You turn a blind eye, and look what happens.
I have been to Heritage Hill since the quarantine. Though the knights were unable to control the damage, it was not Animancy, but an ancient machine that caused it. Crucial Knights are blameless here. This was not the workings of Animancy, but an ancient device in Tir Noath.
You've some strange taste in travels, friend. The height of your tales expands with every breath.
You think some rotting corpse or volunteer guard could stand in my way? I earned my answers. My word is my oath. I challenge anyone here to find someone who knows different.
I had heard whispers of a new delegate set to attend today's hearing. I admit that your candor was mentioned more than once.
In-game COVID, yes. No, it's not COVID.
Tell us what you saw in Heritage Hill.
Nowinth is houses in Angwithan, a machine that holds dominion over the flows of souls. It was this machine that made the district undead.
Even if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of Animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
They followed ambition blindly, taking few precautions and allowing personal feelings to get in the way of solving the problem. I have reason to believe that there were others at the tower who might have done this. There is no denying that they were studying dangerous machinery they did not understand. They followed ambition blindly, taking few precautions and allowing personal feelings to get in the way of solving the problem.
But the very purpose of these experiments is to understand. So these dangerous things can be used responsibly.
This is what it comes down to, Your Grace. Whatever their intentions, Animancy's a pox. It makes a fucking wreck of everything. We all know what Widewind's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge.
Wrong bridge indeed.
It's about a bunch of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order while the rest of us gotta suffer for it.
Yes, he's got a little bit of a potty mouth. He's angry.
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house. We don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son, my wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs he couldn't cough up. My daughter, we put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker.
Hey, Meerkat, welcome back. Yes, he does need a Snickers.
Enough, Adric. Lady Dominel makes a point. If it's animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the legacy has taken hold here?
I know. The grief your mother reaches towards your mind with hers. Bring order to the chaos here. I can. See? The crowd begins to mutter, the sound taking a doubtful character. Right idea, Watcher. Taking this hearing by the curly ones. Don't waste your chance. Waiden's legacy is the creation of the Leaden Key. Caedmon Azo's downfall was their work, as was the tower in the Heritage Hill. They want you to do this. They want Animacy to fall. Dull muttering expands into a din of skepticism that fills the hall. I have seen them in the ruins of Glanfath, operating machines that disrupt and redirect the flow of souls, near towns like Gilded Vale and Deerford, where the legacy is universal. As a watcher, I have heard their dead confess their plot. They are stealing the souls of the unborn.
Beasts. Another lunatic at the hearing. Did you remember to lock your sanitarium before you left, Master Barask?
The room laughs. Please, I want only to help Deerwood. You want to be crazy? Make one more smart comment like that. Just make one. So, birth invalids until your wound dries. For all I care, the rest of these people will hear the truth. You shame your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madam. I expect better from a knight of the Crucible. If he did, for your husband's sake, I hope he at least left a brothel unlocked. If, as the Duke says, no theory has more proof than any other, what is the harm of hearing one more? Rational. You shame your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madam. I expect better from the Knight of the Crucible.
You must know, friend, that the Leaden Key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar, Not yet. But you'd better start making sense of all this. Help us believe you.
What's more likely? That the gods are destroying Durwood for a science practiced in many parts of the world, or that a group of people hates animacy and wants it suppressed. That's rational. Not deceptive, not clever, diplomatic. We all want the same thing here. We want Whedon's legacy to end. If we work together instead of arguing, we can stop the people who are doing this. Honest. If you know anything about me, you know this. I have been called many things, but never a liar. An honest witness is the best piece of evidence you can have in this matter.
The only piece of evidence.
The only piece of evidence that doesn't send your kind to the gallows, you mean?
You've made an unexpected case, friend. I'll say that much. It seems we have a new possibility to consider, at the very least. How was it you came to learn all this?
The mutters of the dozens supported my search for answers. I took a personal interest in the matter and tried to learn what I could.
Indeed. This land is foreign to you, unless I miss my guess. Your efforts on its behalf are to be commended. But these hearings are about more than Wydwin's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenbury Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious, what would you do if you were in my position?
I would allow the Animancers to continue their work. They explore questions we all wish to understand. If we'd known more, perhaps this crisis could have been averted. Animancy should be studied in Durwood. If you don't, someone else will, and they will wield great power over you. The Animancers of Durwood have been given too long a leash. The practice should be restricted and controlled. In truth, I'm not completely confident animacy doesn't have something to do with the Whedon's legacy. It would be wise to ban the practice, at least for now. Animacy is too dangerous. They were not meant to use it, and blah, blah, blah. Should be studying Durwood. If not, someone else will, and they wield great power over you. Explore questions we all wish to understand. If we'd known more, perhaps this crisis could have been averted. Shakes his head. Animancers serve their own ambitions and their own purses. Giving them this power is like setting a child loose in an armory. I do not trust these Animancers, seeking first after gain and glory. First after gain, but if they can heal our children, it would not hinder them.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest. I want to thank the delegations for helping me to collect my thoughts. In particular, I want to thank our new delegate, who has given me much to think about, and who alerted me to a new enemy I had failed to see.
Look, extraordinary positive to Defiance Bay. Now,
the time has come to choose a direction for the Deerwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement.
Uh-oh. Did Gimpy...
Ramir de Barash, representing the interests of Animancers in Deerwood, step forward.
Your Grace.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
The arguments for and against Animancy are both strong in their own way. I must be careful in my judgment.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
What's he doing? No! Avenge the Duke!
No, wait!
Stop this at once!
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you? Another time. I am already late.
Hey, what happened there? The words, "shall I end it for you," ring in your ears. You find yourself grasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to a knee and watch as Theos hurries out of the building. The world dims around you. The screams and clashing of weapons fading to silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Theo stands at a pulpit high above an assembly of robed onlookers, you among them, clustered around a wide circular pit carved of stone. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel overlooking the great stone maw. Many of the woman's fingers and toes are severed, and the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax, black and red and seeping, and the angle of her back suggests a spine in ruins. Yet for all that, her expression betrays little of her anguish.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
Her eyes are barely open, and her words come between strangled breaths, but they are steady, unbroken.
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He nods to a hooded attendant who begins untying her from the wheel. Granted dominion of the sleepers. What does that mean? You open your eyes to the beamed ceiling of the palace's grand entry hall. The clangs of metal striking metal waft in the room from outside alongside. The clangs of the metal striking metal waft in from outside alongside the cries of the injured as you stagger to your feet. Theos is gone. Ader leans in, his head upside down in your sight as he peers down at you from above. Hey, you're alive. He looks you over, frowning. Can you move? We shouldn't stick around. When Deerwoodens get stirred up, they like to start burning things. Off to one side, you can hear the clinking rusty of chainmail, and you look over to see a wounded guard slumped against the wall. He is trying to say something, seemingly directed at you, but at first is too faint to hear. He gathers his breath and manages to rasp out a few words. Lady Webb, she's the only. She must be told. She'll know what to do. Please, find her. Tell her everything. The guard passes out and slides to the floor, still. Dum-dum. Another snickers for the one who fainted, Sugar Russ. I don't know who fainted. But we have an opportunity to take some stuff here. It's an opportunity. Not a good opportunity, but it's an opportunity. Oh, I can't get in there, though. There's bodies on the floor, you know. So, Lady Webb, she's going to be dead, you know. Well, this was somewhat unexpected. Copper Lane, that's where we're going, right? Ah, poor peasants. They never stood a chance. Guy's going. Oh, apparently we can't go that way. Go this way. The dramatic music. Okay. Go down there. I see dead people. Shh. Dead people who need to be freed of their weight. Mainly coins. So again, like I said, she's going to be dead. Along with these other people. Uh-oh.
I see where you're going with that.
Me too.
Give me a real challenge.
Fine hunting bow. Could have been better. Lady Webb lies still in her bed, an ornate cushion propping her back upright. The blood pooled beneath the gash in her chest is tacky and nearly dry. A shattered glass rests on the floor beneath her dangling hand. You can feel the faint aura of her fading essence in your ken. Reach out. Make contact and are immersed in a torrent of sensory input and experience. When it calms, you find yourself in the same room, lying in bed with a glass of brandy in your hand. Through the walls from the streets outside come the sounds of screams and shattering glass and the cacophony of an angry mob. You take a sip and it warms your gullet. Across the room, the door opens behind a patient steady push. Into the room walks Theos, the floorboards creaking beneath deliberate steps. You wait until the last of the brandy has trickled down your throat before you speak. I was a
fool to think I could tame these people.
You came closer than most.
A fine epitaph.
No worse than any.
You're concentrating, focusing with all your energy. It feels as though you are diving into a stone wall over and over, but it cracks suddenly, unexpectedly, allowing the vaguest wisp of a thought to leak through.
What's in Twin Elms?
Did you pull that from my thoughts?
I've had time to practice.
He walks over to the small table and raises a half-empty branding bottle to eye level. He seems to approve of the selection and begins to reach for an empty glass.
I was saving that for someone.
Pity. You know this is how it has to be.
His words come freely, absent of all doubt. He draws a long curved knife from his belt, smeared with fresh blood. With his left hand, he gently pins your sternum as he raises the knife in the other, its point dangling above your heart.
Prove it.
Theos slips the knife between your ribs and pushes it through. Layers of tissue separate with the brittle, papery stiffness, and blood wells up around the blade. Impulsive reflex causes you to drop your glass to the floor, and you hear it shatter. With the last of your strength, you take his knife hand in both of yours, a question radiant in your mind. For an instant, to your great surprise, the pathway to his mind is left open to you, unguarded, and the answer comes, simple, cataclysmic in its reordering of your thoughts. As Lady Webb, you feel as though you have an answer you've searched for all your life, but in your own mind, her understanding lies just beyond your reach. You look at Theos with the wide eyes of someone seen for the first time and draw your last breath as a black, velvety darkness descends over you.
Smoke rises above the city walls in billowing plumes that blacken the sky like a storm. Behind the walls, the riots rage on. Known patrons of Animancer are forced into hiding as looters ransack their estates and make off with their possessions. Animancers are torn away from their families and dragged from their homes to be stoned to death in the streets. Word had spread immediately that Duke Avar had been assassinated, and that an Animancer was to blame. The city wasted little time in exacting revenge, and little effort into evaluating guilt. In the center of it all, Brackenberry Sanitarium burned. And down the lane, Hodred House, the last bastion of stability in the Deerwood, had fallen silent. Now safely outside the city gate, your path points eastward to Twin Elms, where Theos is bound, for reasons that remain mysterious as the leaden key itself.
Dum dum dum. Well, now where are we? Bridge. So that's the assassin at large. Since he killed Lady's stuff, so we got all this stuff to worry about too sometimes, sorta, kinda. Guess we're going back to home. We're going home. Taxes collected. We lost 88 CP to bandits, but earned 328 taxes stuff. Nothing new to report. What are we currently building? Oh, the other wall. 1 day, 20 hours to go. Have you visited every part of the city yet? I don't know. I have been to all those areas, but I don't know exactly what I've been in. As you cross the bridge, Aleph draws up beside you. The fires of Defiance Bay cast a shivering, flickering light across one half of his face. The other sits in darkness.
Please stop. I need to tell you something.
Gonna wait? It's getting old. Don't tell us you got another personality tucked in away. Yes. Go ahead.
I have not been entirely honest about my motives for traveling with you up to this point.
Shocking.
When I finished my training in Adir, I was introduced to an organization. All I knew was that they were opposed to the unchecked spread of Animancer, and that they could guarantee me postings far away from the Seathwood my father and his Earl. At that time, it was enough. In the early years, I thought of them as many things. Hooded men, prudent teachers, the leaden key. Their rules were strict, but their guidance was clear. I sincerely believe they wanted to keep Kith from the folly of their own foolish ambitions. I came to the Deerwood a little over a year ago. My orders were to gather information on Animancer in the region. A senior contact met with me every few months to receive my reports and issue new leads. She sent me to Gilded Vale to keep an eye on events surrounding the local lord, but I lost track of her shortly after that. I don't know if she was reassigned, killed, or sacrificed the way you saw. By the time you met me, I'd been on my own for a couple of months.
What did you want from me?
I needed some kind of direction. And after that scrape with the locals, I was ready to get out of town. But then you mentioned the hooded figures in the machine, and I was sure you were on the trail of the leaden key. And I was correct in a way. What we found wasn't what I expected. I knew the leaden key was trying to stop Animancer, but I didn't realize how far they'd gone. Murder, sabotage, abandoning entire districts to shambling horrors. And now the whole city is up in flames. I'm still not sure about Animancer, but I know I've been following the wrong master. Please, accept my apology, and my service. Let me fight with you to stop Theos.
Apology accepted. As long as you don't forget who's in charge, I'm keeping a close eye on you from now on. I forgive you, Aleph, but I want you beside me, not behind me. I'm not asking you to trade one master for another. Yeah, sure.
That would be an honor.
His voice is solemn and quiet. Before we move on, I'd like to discuss a few things. My parents, I know you understand a little bit more about Ismir. How exactly did you come to join the... Oh. As it often is with such follies, I was young and directionless. The leaden key promised them the structure I was lacking, and they offered me far removed. Okay. Stuff. Too much stuff. You trust him, he's got pointy ears. Yes, always trust the pointy ears. Let's see. So the next thing is taking us that direction, right? Damn Vulcans? Yes, the Vulcans are to blame.
Looks a little healthier than before.
It is healthier. It's got walls and stuff now. Mostly, I think. What's this? Farmer, I wouldn't pay, so they set my crops on fire. When my boy tried to stop him, they knocked him over the head. He's alive, but he can't think straight no more. Your boy got lucky. My guards, good men both, got put to the sword after they'd surrendered. I paid those thugs what they wanted, but they still took everything I had. There he is. One points at you, and all eyes in the crowd turn hostile gazes upon you. What's going on? Can I help you people with something? We don't need help. We just want you to leave us alone. We want justice. Go on. You sent your men to my farm to collect a crop tax, saying we were overdue. For me, it was a road toll. I've been traveling up and down this way for years, and this was the first I've heard of such a thing. Other people in the crowd chime in with similar stories. What makes you think I sent these men? These weren't my men. If this happens again, it's not of my orders. You heard it directly from me. Say we believe you. What about what we've lost? What about my crops? And my goods, and the families of my guards? Give 1,000. Share this amongst yourselves. Here, that's for all of you. Well, leave before I hang you all. I make these men face justice, and you can count on it. Diplomatic. Give them the money. Most generous of you, my lord. The villagers nod and smile at you, uttering thanks as they distribute the coins between them. Oh, look at that prestige. Marshal Foreman. Marshal, who are you? An angry mob, the inevitable thorn in every ruler's side, eh, Gimpy? What brings you to Cadnua? I have news about Lord Gathbin. Let's discuss in the Great Hall, away from curious ears. Yes, because there's never curious ears inside a building. Nothing new to report. It's longer until that's done. Oh, 23 hours. Here we go. Hey, you're not the messenger. Lord Gimpy. Look at all the experience. I received word that Lord Gathman is amassing an army of mercenaries near Yenwood Field. It appears a peaceful claim to Cadnua is no longer possible. The Earl has sent me to aid you in forming your own forces to counter this threat. I'm here as in an advisory role only, of course. The Earl won't officially take sides in this dispute. Why won't he officially legitimize my claim? It's a delicate situation. Legally, Lord Gathman's claim is just, and he knows it. Stripping land and title from a noble family is quite dangerous, perhaps more so than killing the man outright. With Gathman dead, the Earl only need worry about blood vengeance from family members that actually cared for Lord Gathman. Those, if gossip is to be believed, are few and far between. Losing a family claim to land and title, though, such disputes incite hatred from the entire clan and their political allies. Not to mention the unease it causes amongst the other nobles. Wars are started for less. No, if Gathman is to be denied, it will be you who must prove your legitimacy to the Earl and all others who would dispute your claims. This is what it means to be noble in Deerwood. Typo after all these years. If there's anything else you wish to know. It's time. We assemble the armor and march to the Yenwood Field. Let's talk about my army. Where am I getting my troops? I've sent call out for volunteers from lands across Cadnua. Hopefully people will realize that being under your rule is preferable to that of Lord Gathbin's. Any hirelings stationed at Cadnua will also accompany you to the battle, so I suggest you acquire as many of them as possible. I received a missive from the dozens. They've heard about the situation and will send a squad of their finest arquebuses when the time for battle comes. What's the status of my regular troops? He shakes his head. Too green and too few. If you go up against Lord Gathman now, losses will be heavy. However, victory is still possible. I need to recruit veteran troops. I know a company or two of veterans that would be willing to join us for a bit of coin. I'd say 10,000 coppers should cover the expenses. This should do. His eyes widen. It will be done. What special allies do I have available? A squad of archers from dozens will reinforce your archers. How much time do I have? Enough. It's rumored that Lord Gathman will suffer a series of unfortunate and completely unforeseeable setbacks before his army is complete. He grins and winks. Still, I'd not tarry long. I have a fortress of strong walls. Why not let Gathman's army come to me? Lord Gathman isn't fool enough to risk tearing down Cadnua just to kill you. And if you shield yourself behind these walls, he'll have free rein to torment your subjects in the countryside. Earl Baidmar, it will see you in action against Lord Gathman as a sign that you're unwilling to perform your duties as Lord of Cadnua. Losing his support will have dire consequences. Taking the fight to Lord Gathman is your only option. Not yet. What's he want to say?
Say what you want about Dear Woodens, but they haven't met the problem yet that they couldn't solve by killing some scapegoats.
He flashes a hollow smile. You fight for people because you see something there that deserves defending, even more so because someone you trust sees it too. Then you turn around and they do something like this, and the person who made you want to help them is gone. They're doing what they think the gods want of them. People never fail to disappoint without guidance. You weren't really fighting for all of them, though. You never fail to disappoint without guidance. Yeah, not the ones around here. They're downright regular about it. 15 years ago, they tried to kill all the Athosians. Then the legacy happens, and they worried that maybe those purges had something to do with it. So how about that? How do they fix it? More purges. Never thought I'd find myself missing the hospitality back home. Okay. Do we have stuff to sell? Yes, we do. Not a lot, but some. How much money do I have? Money. 33 grand. I've spent a lot of money lately. Our troops, too. I think we're good on... They're fine. Hirelings. So we got those two. Got a cleric. Got the... No, we don't have the thug. Gold pack knight, whatever he's good for. Got the archer there. Shock mage. Vanguard soldier. And warden of the wilds. That should be good for army. It's the biggest I can have, right? Can only have 8 people. Yeah, only 8. Oh, yeah, only 8. So we're good there. So how are you liking this game overall? Overall, I'm really enjoying it. I wasn't expecting this part. I figured the base was going to play some type of role, but I didn't really have any idea that it was going to be something like this.
Looks a little healthier than before.
Oh, quit your whining. Go in here and sell some stuff. Is this the right building? This is not the right building. Oh, in the wrong part of the building. Or not. We're in the wrong building.
Better indeed.
Am I in the wrong building? I thought... Oh, the vendor is in the main hall. What's over here? The craft... Oh, I haven't been to the craft hall yet.
Gods keep you.
Let me see what you have. Junk. Fine hunting bow, we don't need you. All the hoods and helmets that we don't wear. Oh, so what do I do with this dragon egg? Wherever it disappeared to. Where is the dragon egg? I don't think I got rid of it, did I? I don't think so. Omelet? Kind of big for an omelet. Of course, now I don't see it anywhere. There's all our pets. Cat, piglet. Where'd the egg go? Feed the whole crew with one egg. Could. But it's disappeared anyway.
You say oops quite often. Do you need assistance?
I'm okay. Yeah, so the egg disappeared. The dragon egg, it just disappeared. I wonder if that's part of a quest thing.
Hey Gimpy, it is time to stop.
No!
Your dinner will be ready shortly and Mrs. Gimpy wants to actually talk to you. Make sure you tell everyone to have a great day or evening and we will see them tomorrow. Also, make sure to remind them to hit the follow button and visit your YouTube channel.
Again, the dragon egg has disappeared. I could have swore it was in my inventory. I don't know where it went. Maybe it got broken and we didn't realize it. We ate it accidentally. Upper right. Dragon. No, this is the worm. This is the white worm we've had for a while. We've had him for a long time. It would look like an egg and it'd be all by itself. Oh, there it is. But in perfect condition. Okay. So, what am I supposed to do with it? There's a quest item, but... Oh, actually, no, it wasn't really a quest item, was it? We found it while doing a quest. But what do we actually do with it? Of course, what do you do with any of this stuff, in all honesty? I mean, keys are keys, but this is kind of special. The broken blade, that's right, we're still building up the broken sword. I think these things are part of the same dungeon, which is below us currently. Anyway, we're about it later. Because I gotta go. Dinner's gonna be ready here any second now. Mrs. Gimpy's already waved at me once, so that's my hint. So, that's going to be it for today. Thank you all very much for coming out. Much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I did, as usual. Today flew by like a blink of an eye, as usual. And that. So, if you're here specifically for Pillars of Eternity 1, we'll be playing this again tomorrow. We'll also be playing on Sundays and Mondays as well. Or sorry, until we finish it. We're playing on Mondays, Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays. And after we finish it, we'll move on to Pillars of Eternity 2, which will also be my first playthrough of that game. This is my first playthrough, so all this stuff is new to me. And it's having fun. It's a good game. I'm really enjoying it. And like I said, once we're done here, we'll move on to Pillars of Eternity 2. Having said all that, stream schedule for the next couple of days. Tomorrow, of course, is Back Here to Pillars of Eternity 1. Wednesday and Thursday are Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord with the Old Realms mod, currently running around as a Priestess of Sigmar. And Friday is Celasta multiplayer with Jeff Hobo and Hurricane. Saturday, Star Wars The Old Republic with Ragstone and Hurricane, and possibly Soul Slicer or Bob if they're available, if they want to play with our little group. That's been really weird the last couple weeks, but it's fine. Sunday, we're Back Here to Pillars of Eternity 1. So that's our schedule. And I think that's it. So thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow's stream starts at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. GMT for more Pillars of Eternity. Once again, have a great evening, great day, wherever you happen to be. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you tomorrow.